Hello. There we go. Let's get the music going. Perfect. All right, we are going to work on finishing out this logic here for the utility blocks because I'm sick of working on them. So we're going to... I may already have them figured out. I got some good sleep last night, too. I'm feeling so much better. Feeling mentally sharp again, you know? All right, let's hop in the game. Let's do this. Let's crack open a soda. So I think I figured out the logic. It was actually easier to do than I thought. And I built it in a way to where I could expand it. So let's say I need to make a utility block that needs just a block on top or just a block on the bottom, or it could do top and bottom. And then I have another state where I could start putting in, like, if a block could be on the sides or if all the sides are active. So I can expand it and it'll just automatically do checks. So let's... Well, first of all, we got this, right? So if you break it now... Yeah, look at that. See, it's still considered on, but it's not complete. So if you put, something underneath, it's going to automatically redirect in the right direction, right? Break it, it disappears, and then we can do that. And so the idea is that you can swap out your blocks without affecting anything in the main block here. That also means... Here, we'll grab this and this. So if we put this guy down and we cast transmutation on it, boop. So we got our 3x3 wall. If this breaks, it's a single block, right? So it limits it that way too. So I think we got it working. And see, putting it back will automatically trigger, the stuff to work again. So you could swap out, right, and get Mr. Big Chungus here. So, yay! Put it back to a little 3x3. This is definitely working the way that I wanted it to. You'll see that it tells you to add time. You're either going to add Rusty Dust or cast Transmutation. We could pause this. So we got 9 minutes saved on it. If I break it while paused, it doesn't do anything. If I unpause it, right? So I tried every way to break this, and we're doing well. Doing well. I did test the stability stabilizer in a real world. That's how I figured out I probably got the system working. So that is its on state. And again, if we break it, it does go in a paused state, so it will stop giving the buff to players. So let's put that back on. I suppose we could just disable these as we go. I did just test the mana stream generators here, so I'm not even going to turn those back on. Oh, and if you notice too, the total hours, swapping it out should increase the total hours. There we go. So total hours of 4. And we do that, total hours of 1. So the runestone block not only dictates like the range of effects, right? It also dictates how many total hours that this thing can store. So for now, I made it 4 hours. I think I may end up limiting it. Not limiting it that way, but making it to where it like transmutation and stuff, they don't cost... Like, they don't give as much, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of crazy that you can add 1 Rusty Dust, and it's like 15 minutes, when it's literally Rusty Dust, the cheapest thing that you can get. So I got some balancing to do. But the core system's kind of done. We probably should test out the Botanical Matrix. Let's get... There we go. We're gonna use this. I totally forgot the range of effect with the botanical matrix. I don't remember it at all. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. We'll put that there, which means this gets bumped out one more. I don't need to make the full area because it's a box, so I could do something like that to test. So let's put this down. Cache transmutation. So this is the maximum range, and it looks like we have some work to do in this one. Let me add Rusty Dust. I think that'll be a better solution going forward. There we go. Yeah, I gotta fix the transmutation part of this. So I think it actually goes out to here for the, for the greenhouse effect. So that is the corner right there, right? Yep. Yeah, so something like that. So that's a pretty big square. What happens if I break this here? These particles should start to disappear, and then we just get particles in the center. The greenhouse effect does last a little bit, because that's how the base game does its greenhouse effects. So over time, if we skip time a little bit here, so we'll make it daytime. See, now it all ticks away. And it looks like we actually ran out of time as well. So we need to, so it looks like the botanical matrix has not been migrated over to the new system, so let's do that. Oop, we're gonna quit because there's a lot of bullshittery we have to do. It's too much. Right, so I'm going to move this over here. Let's look at the... It's going to be all in the block entity for the botanical matrix. I have all of the regular blocks done. So, botanical matrix. There you are. We're just going to pop this right out. Yeah, this is the old system. It's the old stuff. So I believe I could get rid of all of that. We can pretty much get rid of all of this. I'm going to put a print statement so it's readily available there. With initialize, we can get rid of that. All of this other stuff is already called. For block info, yeah, we're gonna have to call the base. Place this block on top of a rune stone to use. I should rewrite this, huh? I should say place a rune stone under this block. To use. I think I like that wording a little better. You know what? We're gonna hop back in the game because I think I need to change this for all of them. That's what I forgot to do. Oh wait, we gotta finish the botanical matrix. We gotta finish pruning everything out. Okay, so everything in inventory can go. In events, we're gonna have to change the on trigger. Copy. We can get rid of all of this. This is also why it was being kind of weird. The application of this stuff was not right. There we go. So on block removed. Remove block accessor. What is that? What is that? Oh, Oh, I think I forgot to put this. Okay. It is important, I think, to remove the block accessor. So let's put this method here. Actually, let's put it right here. And let's call it in the base method. So on block removed, it's going to be under events. On block removed. We're going to drop the inventory contents. We are going to remove the block accessor. There we go. This is better. This is much better. And then really, there's not much else here, right? So I'm not removing a barrier or doing anything like that. So let's delete this, delete that, delete this, and this. Kind of trim it down a little. So on block broken and on block removed, I need this. I need to call this. Just like that. Perfect. The client packets received, I'm going to delete all that stuff out. Anything that is transient, I think we can get rid of. Like, all the transient stuff can go. Delete. I do need to have read and write extended, though, just in case I need to save anything special, so we'll put them up there. Keep going. So everything in events is done. We can minimize events. Sounds, I can get rid of sounds. No. Boop. Come on. There we go. We can get rid of this. Click. Click. I believe we're gonna have to extend this logic here. So under the run applied effects, I think all I have to do is just grab this. And instead of run block barrier, it's going to be run greenhouse placement. Just like that. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, this gets called only when it's active. And let me just take a quick look in here. So it would be on this, we would already be doing the checks that we would need. I don't need to set anything there as the default. We would have the active and the runestone equals 0. Yeah, and that would remove the effects. Yeah, so I think for this to work, all I have to do is this. If it's 0, don't go any further. If it equals a number, then we're going to run the greenhouse effect. And that would get rid of on infusion tick. I can get rid of the remove block accessor. That should propagate everywhere now. This, I'm going to leave all of this code as is. We don't need to run a check runestone block placement because that's already been inherited. And that's it. That should be everything. So this should be using the new system now for the botanical matrix. So we're going to save. And that's why I wanted to rebuild the system. So if anyone has any ideas on like what a cool block would be, you know, they just have to let me know. Let's copy this. Paste that in there. This is just a simple pre-check before applying anything. You know, I may not even need these two things. The way the new system works, it may just turn on. We are going to test that out with the mana stream generator. Because technically, I don't want to force run effects. I want it to just pick up in the system I just built. I don't need to kickstart it. So I'm going to copy those out. If everything works... There, get rid of it in there. There we go. So if everything works, then we're good. Whoa, I almost just spilt my soda. I gotta find better music. If anyone has any suggestions on, like, you know, game music that, like, you know, is nice to listen to as you're streaming, let me know, please. Please and thank you. All right, I'm gonna just rebuild it here. We're gonna add to it. So it says about 14 minutes again. It looks like it did pick the correct range, possibly. I'm gonna skip a day ahead, and it is still on, so it's taking the new time. It is not applying the effect, though, the greenhouse effect right now. So let's come over here, because I did want to check something. So let's turn this on, right? I'm gonna break it. It goes down to 1. We just gotta... Yep, we got an issue here. So it looks like on begin block access. And it's null. Oh, I wonder if I shouldn't be removing that block accessor. I'm wondering. Because it's null right now. So I should probably do a quick check here. I should probably do a unblock, remove, unblock. You know what? Let's go back into here. Let's shut down. Let's shut down. I think I may have been a little too heavy-handed with this. So we're going to comment that out there and comment it out there. Oh, or better yet, let me keep those in. Let me go to where the error was here. Right? Run barrier block replacement removed. That is being called up here. Run barrier placement. So right here, run apply buff to players. Which I should go further, right? So let's go into the generic utility. So right in here, I think what I should do is put in a check for block access, or I should say this, or if, and then I can say this dot block access equals null, return. There we go. So I want this to run first thing. First thing. So we have an override for it right here. And I think all I have to do is right in here, I can say base.run applied effects. Attach runestone. There we go. So if I call this first, it's going to run this in the virtual, right? That extends everything. And then if block access, if that is null, then it's going to stop right there. There's no reason to do any other checks. There's no reason to do anything. Well, we probably should run this check first, because it wouldn't tell you when the block is disabled. I just don't want to run the effect. That's all. So I think that would work. Let's go ahead and rebuild. Ah, delicious. I gotta find some better music. All right, let's go back over to that block. There we go. So I had it on. It still was able to get to here. Really? Oh, on barrier removed. I gotta do it to the other side here too. So let's go back into here. That would make sense. Let's copy this and paste. Right, because what it applies, it would have to use the same system to remove. Or, you know what, better yet, why am I going through all of this effort? Maybe this shouldn't even be in there. I think maybe that's the cause for everything. There we go. Error out. Because I want you to be able to break this block, like, no matter what. And if I keep the block accessor running, then... Yay. Oh, you know, it could also... Yeah, because it would have run the removal first. Wait, possibly. Hold on. Yeah, so it was the right order of operations. I think I just shouldn't do that. All right, let me back in. Oh, so I'm here. Okay. So I broke it, right? Boom. Okay. And I can break it. No errors. Nice and smooth. That's what I like. Let's add a rusty dust. Break. It filters down. Boom. If I break the center block, no errors now at all. Good. So that should be the way to do it. Let's go back over here. Put this down. Apply my rusty dust. Okay, so now we're back to where we were. Just in case I end up getting the bright idea to use this again. I don't even know what that was. I'm going to remove this method altogether. Because it's going to be an unused method. I don't need it right now. Alright, and let's see why the botanical matrix is not applying the run greenhouse effect. So what do we got? What do we got here? Ooh, it is an area thing, so if that's 1, it would be a -1, +1. Run the blocks through. We're gonna have to run some debugging here. Video game music playlist. Let's try and find something else here. Top 150 video game soundtracks. I don't know. A bunch of epic music. Here we go. Video game bangers. Whatever. All right. We'll give this a try. So far, I fucking hate it. I hate it. I don't like it. Let's try it, I guess. I just want some different music. It'd be so much easier if I could just, like, listen to real God-fearing grown-up music. Alright. Boom! Let's hop back in the game. And we gotta do a little debugging. We got 3 of the 4 done, though. And then after we get the botanical matrix going, I will create a basic, the basic blocks for the Eternal Forge, the Arcane Rotor, and the Portcullis. Boom! Broken. Alright. Come back over here. Whoops. Rusty dust! Yeah, so right now, let me check something. So it should be extending out to here. Yeah, and it is not right now. Yeah, and it's just down to there. Okay, so let's see why it is not working. Oh, you know what? We need to fully test out, because I did make that other change. We totally forgot to test it. So, transmutation. Does it turn on? Oh, I put it down wrong. I was gonna say, what the fuck? There we go. This is a positional thing, so I look this way when I put it down. So I made it a little more prominent so you know what direction it goes in. I was wondering, I'm like, what the heck? What did I do? Okay. So it turned on perfectly fine, and when I pause it, it all goes away. When I unpause it, it all comes back. Beautiful. So those extra calls and transmutation can be removed. I can just focus on changing the state of the block and adding to the burn time. Hell yeah. Let's pull that logic out of all the extra stuff here. Oh, I didn't do it with the magic ward. I did it with the slipstream generator. Hold on. All right, all that test was null and void here. So I'm gonna break that, and we're gonna place it back down. Right, this is gonna be a fresh one. Let's go ahead and have it go in the upward direction. So it should just turn on. Powered, and it turns on. Excellent. This logic is not affected. Yep, it shut off, but it's still on. And I can change the direction. You know what? Do we have any, like, sticky pistons? Do I need to make that in this game? I don't think we have anything like the Minecraft piston system, do we? Because if I was thinking, like, it'd be cool to be able, like, what you could do is, like, turn the elevator on and off in each direction, right? Because you could have, like, I could have this move with a sticky piston, right? Maybe that could be a magic thing, right? Like, I could add it as one of my utility blocks for magic. It's a piston, dude! Alright. so it looks like it worked. It worked. You know what? Just to be sure, let's do this right from the bottom. So it should shoot down. Yep, perfect. Now we're gonna break it, and I want to make sure that it can still take transmutation charge, and it does, but it just put it in the disabled state. So if I do, like, the bottom, there we go. So it's working perfectly well. Perfectly well. Sweetness. So let's go back into transmutation and let's clean up all of that extra crap. We don't need it. Transmutation. So all of this is old code. Let's get rid of it. Oof. Gone. So this is it. This is it. I could maybe make this a method. You know, just to save on I don't know. I still what even is this music? Let me try and oh god, it's like I'm looking at the playlist here and it's like games I don't know. Here's one. Wait, here's one. Wait, no, here. We're gonna try this. Relaxing Donkey Kong music. There we go. Oh, hey, this is a remake of I think this is a remake of the Donkey Kong 2. Sweet. Alright, so since this is what I need, I probably should turn this into a method. I probably should. But I'm not going to. So let me just double check all of this. Yeah, so all of that can go. So the magic ward is now using the new system. The stability stabilizer is now using the new method, or the new logic. Botanical matrix. Eternal forge. Arcane rotor. The portcullis. There we go. Yay, it's clean! Okay, why is the botanical matrix not working? Oh, I needed to change this to the wording. Let me take a look here. Let's go back in the game and see how it reads. Botanical matrix. All right, it says incomplete. Place a runestone under this, and then that's where I have to do the block. There we go. So something like that, so a format's a little better. Yeah, look at that. I'd say that looks pretty damn good. Although I could do one better here. Let's move this to here. Okay, I think that's a little better. All right, I need to propagate that same message to all the other stuff, and of course I move the game a little bit, and then we get a game crash. Nice. All right, copy. So the magic ward is going to have the same thing. Yep, right here. Paste. So that was the magic ward. Let's open up the other block entities. So magic ward, the mana stream generator is going to be the only thing that is different, of course. Place a runestone. On top or under this block to use. There we go. We'll try that. Copy that back out. All right, so portcullis. Paste. Stability stabilizer. Paste. Did I get it all? Eternal forge. Paste. Botanical matrix was ground zero for this. Arcane rotor. That was the last one. Paste. All right, we're going to rebuild, hop back in the game. So everything should be giving us the correct information in a way that makes sense. All right, let's break that. Place a runestone on top or under this block to use. There we go, the message goes away. Yes! Let's go over to here. Yeah, transmutable. Oh, these don't have the transmutable tag. That's why it looks weird. I'm like, why? What? It doesn't look like all the information's there. Totally forgot to fix it in here. Let's add it to the block list. All right, so right in here. Magic ward block. It's going to be utility block, magic ward. Copy, paste, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Copy that. Utility block, mana stream generator, utility block, stability stabilizer. Paste, 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 and paste. All right, so this is going to be the BOTANICAL, botanical, MATRIX. Botanical Matrix. This will be the ETERNAL Eternal Forge. This will be the ARCANEOOTOR Rotor. And then this one is going to be PORTCULLIS. Portcullis. For these changes to take effect, we do need to shut down. This as the game, like as everything loads, that's when it pulls in these variables. Totally forgot to do that. I think with this, because this next update's going to be a 2.0, there's going to be all the utility, like all the magic stations are going to change as well, because I want to rename things so they make sense on the back end. All right, see, transmutable, 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 transmutable. This is not transmutable, so that's good. Let's pull out the other new blocks. Arcane Rotor, the Eternal Forge, and the Portcullis. Transmutable, transmutable, and transmutable. And it's got all the right information. Sweet. Okay, now I can finally come back to this. We can finally come back to this. There we go. So it's not getting to here. Let's finally fix it. And then that's the last thing we have to fix. And then I get to choose a direction. I could continue putting in some basic logic for the utility blocks, the new ones. We could get those working. Or I can start looking at the spell list, and I gotta call things back. I should probably redo the magic stations next and reformat them. That's what I should do. All right, let's open this up and see what is going on. Let me see if it's getting to... Vents? No. It looks like I'm missing something in here, is what I'm doing. Doesn't look right. This is what it is, right here. I don't need that. Did I have that in the other blocks? Let's spot check a couple of them. That was dead logic in there. Totally missed it. So that was the magic ward. Let's look at the stability stabilizer. Run applied active effects. You know what? I got it in there too. So that shouldn't be it. I should be calling this instead. So I should probably go through everything here. Right, so that should go in there. Mana stream generator's gonna be the same way. Magic ward, because it's doing a whole extra check that it shouldn't be doing. All right, so that was already done. Eternal Forge, yeah. Botanical Matrix. See, that doesn't even have it. And then the Arcane Rotor. So I'm missing this method right here. And then it can pull it from here, and then it goes into the greenhouse. Boom. We're gonna have to shut down. I will gracefully shut down. Because it should just start working. Build. And hop back in. And then we will check to make sure that the magic ward and the other blocks are working, because that what I just removed was it was either a really, really important piece or a piece of obsolete code, because I'm pulling it from somewhere else. Yep, and look at that, we got a greenhouse effect already. So if I break this and we put in the bigger area one, yep, we got greenhouse effect all the way to here now. And the particles are working. Yeah, so I was just missing the connecting piece, that's all. Let's break that. Yep, so it did that. Perfect. What about this? Comes back. If I break it and we put a new one on. So it says 1 hour. No hours. 4 hours. If I cast Transmutation. Yeah, look at that. Nice and wide. It broke right there because it starts from the bottom and goes up. Sweet. And if I break it, put a little guy. There we go. Working perfectly fine. So that was obsolete code we pruned out. And with that, all of the new blocks, all the utility blocks are done. So these have been successfully migrated over. Yep, and everything's got its transmutable tag. Yeah, that was it. That is working smooth as silk, baby. Smooth as silk. Cool. All right. So, what do I want to work on next? I should probably make the other huge change for the magic stations. So if I break that, all of this should go away. Yep, and it's contained to there. And the greenhouse effect does last a little bit. I think if we skip time a couple hours, There we go. And it goes away in a couple hours. Let's make it daytime again. And that's just like a base game mechanic of how greenhouse works. So we'll put the little guy back in. So we got the particles right away. Greenhouse effect right there. Yeah, we're good. We are good. This is actually a really, really beefy block. Because I don't know if anyone realized. Let's make it winter. All right. January, let's make it daytime. Let's get onion. And let's get the let's get a spell in here. Spells. I want growth. I'm gonna grab a couple of these. So glad I can just pull the spell out. Force grow this plant. I did notice here, it looks like it's defaulting to 5 seconds on the cast time. Let's fix that. It should be only a 3-second cast. Let's go into the GUI. Cast bar. You know, I may not have put the extra code for the spell scrolls in. So I have the base cast time, which is going to be this base cast time, which pulls from this, which is 3. Okay, okay. So then what happens? Prism of duplication. Tool basic staff. You know, I probably could cut this out. We'll put it in here, and instead of base cast time, we're gonna have it be the maximum cast time. Transmutation life tab, view, familiar, cast time. If it equals this or this or this or this, why do I have this in here? This should be the default. Hey, good afternoon, Sig. Seems like you're making good progress. Yeah, everything's been pretty smooth, actually. All the utility blocks should be done. I have 3 more. You know, I probably should just finish out the other 3 to where all I have to do is give them a model, and basically the logic of like however they work. That's probably all. I still need to figure out what the portcullis is going to do and how the Eternal Forge is going to work. The magic rotor is going to be easy. It's gonna, you can cast transmutation on it, and it's going to provide mechanical power for so long. You know, so you'll be able to like run, you know, systems off of mechanical power. So I gotta figure that out. Like that's going to be the easiest one to do, but. So this base cast time is, you know, I think what I need to do is do an order of operations here. I need to do this. There we go. That's what it is. So what was happening is I was hitting the other things, and then I was setting it to where if your spell was a certain spell, then it would redo it. And quite honestly, I don't need any of this at all. This actually would have screwed up Transmutation Life Tab. You know, that could be the problem someone found on Discord. I don't know who said it, but they were talking about how Transmutation had a desync because it probably would have called transmutation here when, you know, like everything was kind of out of whack. So I think I could just get rid of all of that. There we go. We still got 3 seconds there. Insufficient mana, haha. 2 seconds there because that's cast time. 5 seconds because that's the flat tire one. Yep, so everything's working well now. Yay! Oh wait, what was I doing? Oh, I was growing things. There we go. Like, wait, I was force growing this onion plant. I need one more growth spell. I was thinking of expanding this duplication system to where, like, you could attach this to a staff to get more charges out of it, but it makes that staff lock into whatever, you know what I mean? Like whatever the thing is. You know, and I may turn it into a wand. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that system's going to look like. But, you know, you could turn something that's 1 charge into, you know, 10, 15, 20 charges, whatever I make those values. Right, so it's winter. Give this enough time. And I think this thing will eventually die, right? Like, these plants will... It is winter, right? Yeah, January. We're going to February. Come on, I just want the crop to die. Is this crop not gonna die? I already made it August, like a year. Well, oh, you know what? It could be this is a creative world. Maybe it's a little different with a creative world. But what this thing does is it actually revives dead plants too. So if you let something go and it becomes like the dried dead plant, yeah, I don't think I actually have the block to place down. It does reconstitute them. So you could move that block into a field around the other plants, you know, around dead plants, and then revive them and then harvest them. It's a really good block. Really good. All right, so let's put these 3 in, right? Let's get these going. That way, all I have to do is just add the fun logic to them and give them a model. Oh, we could talk about a tier list for this stuff too, because I'm gonna rearrange, like, you know, when these things unlock, because we got 3 more coming in. All right, so for the arcane rotor, oh my god, I think it's already done. Did I already do this? Hold on. Let's look at it. Let's look at the arcane rotor side by side here. All right, so we got the name. This is the Eternal Forge. All that's the same. That's the same. On player right click. This is under events. That's good to go. Those are done. All right, activate. Run activation effect. And then run buff to player. Technically, it looks like this, all this logic here, I could get rid of this. Because that's going to... It's actually copied logic from something else. So, there we go. Perfect. So that's actually all ready to go. Let's look at the arcane rotor. Same stuff, yep. So right in here... Get rid of that, and then the portcullis. There we go. Now they're all blank slates, so whenever I want to make a model or, you know, add an effect or something, they are good to go. Let's close everything out here. Close all tabs. There we go. Clean slate. Clean slate. Let's change the recipes, the unlocks for these. So tier 1, you're not going to get any utility blocks. Tier 2, you will. So I agree, the magic ward and the stability stabilizer being tier 2, I think that's good. I think that's good. Tier 3. Holy crap, I already had this mapped out. We don't need to change anything because I had the idea like these new blocks are going to be really good. These should all be Tier 4. I already did it. So these two are Tier 1. These two are going to be Tier 2 unlocks. These two are going to be Tier 3. And then these 3 are going to be Tier 4. Boom! Dang, I love when I don't have to do something because I already thought ahead. Love it. It's fantastic. All right, what are we doing next? For this update, I do need to reformat all of the magic stations. I need to reformat them in a way where it's basically changing the name, but that could have deeper issues that pop up. So, let's do it. Save and quit. The game's about to get really mad at me for what I'm about to do. Because see, like all the new utility blocks have utility block in the beginning of the name. And I want to do that because it's going to make specific calls easier. So if I wanna get anything with the utility block, I just have to put in a search for utility block, and then I can parse out a list of all 7 or 8 or 10 or however much. I wanted to do the same thing with the workstations here, the magic stations. So let's start with a test, the Nexus. The Nexus is going to be a very heavy hitting one. So utility block, this would be a magic station. Copy. Let's look for everything that is Nexus. Magic Station, Nexus. All right, now we're going to spot check all this. So it did double it there, which is fine. I expected that. Everywhere else, block station Nexus. I don't need it here in the shapes. Or, you know what? Maybe... Let's take a look at the shapes. Do I need to change it? Yeah, because for the utility blocks, I just have the utility blocks. For the stations, I'll just leave it as the stations, so... to make sure I do this right. Okay, you know what? We're gonna undo everything I just did. I'm gonna do this one at a time. Change that. Change that. Group by type. Yes, please. Yes, please. Handbook. Yes, please. Yes, and yes. Okay, none of this. Keep going. Textures. None of the textures need to change. Oh, and that's it. That's actually it. Okay, let's save. Build. Boom. And we're gonna also have to change the transmutation projectile logic as well. See, instead of like Nexus there, it really should be Magic Station Nexus now. So that's for that world magic. And I don't think we have much else here. Oh, we do have the Oculus pedestal, so that will be the Magic Station Oculus pedestal. This will be the Magic Station Forge. This will be the Magic Station Prism of Duplication. And then this is the Ritual Altar, which I think will probably be retired or reformed into something new. So that should help all of the... maybe all of the stuff. So these are all the utility blocks. So we can end that region. Basic interactions. Just kind of spot checking here. Yep, nothing else there. And then that's all the stuff currently not used. Boom. Hey Vexus, good morning. Hey, thank you for the sub. A 3-month streak. Woo. Thank you. How have you been? It's been a while. Been busy with work? Oh no, work's been rocking me. That and the little one has been. He's finally starting to go into like a decent sleep pattern. The trick was a combination of things. The last thing that kind of fixed everything was he can't sleep with the door completely closed. It's got to be cracked. It's got to be cracked open. Whole thing. I don't blame him. You know, I think when I was a kid, I felt better with you know, having a door cracked. But yep. Started using your Rust Stones mod for quick travel, pretty handy. With the changes you made, being able to create obsidian using the world magic, it's really good synergy. Yeah, that's actually why I added it, actually. I had considered moving the Rust Stones, having some kind of integration with magic as well. Being able to like charge them with magic and whatnot. But yeah. And that's kind of what the portcullis was going to be. It was going to be like a one-time use, cheap kind of Hearthstone. But I'm not sure. I'm still open to these 3 blocks, like how they're going to function. He knows. Yeah, he can come in and save him anytime. Yeah, true. I also have my door cracked generally. But it's also because I got little fur babies that like to come and go. Yeah. Well, I had to put the whole latch on, right? So I got this thing where it keeps the door propped up so he can't slam his fingers in the door. And then I have this like little latch that you kind of hold so he can't open the door and the cats can't go in and disturb him. So it seems to be working really well. It was like the first night and about 3 weeks. About 3 weeks I haven't been getting more than a couple hours of sleep. It was really affecting me. Like just being able to think and function was really starting to limit itself there. But last night was my first good full night's sleep. Oh, I feel amazing. I still feel like, you know, tired, right? Because you don't recover in like a day. But oh my god, it was amazing. Figured as much. Was going to ask if you had ever considered rolling that mod into this one. I did. I don't know. Like, I don't want to force people to use magic. You know what I mean? So that was my thought. I will want to have a way to like. I want them to operate together. So if you want to use my temporal fragments in the magic mod to like charge the Hearthstones, that's probably the compatibility that I'll put into it. But yeah, I kind of want you to use them together. So yeah, the portcullis may end up being something totally different. I'm not sure. There may not even be a place for the portcullis, but at least it is in if I ever want to use it. Maybe they just want to cuddle him. No, not my cats. Bingley's kind of an asshole. He probably would like claw at my child's face if he's sleeping, trying to quote unquote play. The other cat would probably just like find a corner to like nest in, try and like squeeze under a bed or behind like his dresser or something. And then, you know, like the cat would end up getting locked in there and start clawing at the door. My cats are stupid. Like, they're not that smart. Like, and it's kind of sad, right? Because you know you get like one good cat that was like awesome, and then you know sometimes you get a couple duds that are antisocial. You know, like my one cat Maisie. Like the only time she ever like interacts with me, she doesn't interact with anyone else, but she'll like make herself known is when her litter box needs to be cleaned or she needs more food. That's it. Other than that, the cat will see anyone walking and go like, It'll start like sneaking away and it'll just dart and run away, and then you won't see her for like half a day because you decided to walk in the house at a slow, leisurely pace. It's too much for her, breaks her mentally. She'll like hide in, I don't know, wherever she goes. I've seen this cat like under the couch, she like flattens herself out and then she like shimmies to squeeze underneath the couch. And I watch her do it. You'll hear like and it's like, my God, Maisie, like, and it's like that much of a lip. I'm like, it's like she's got the body of a rat. Like if the head fits, the body fits. It's ridiculous. My cats are ridiculous. My cats are the limit of what I want for responsibility. We have an upstairs cat and a downstairs cat. Yeah. Yeah, they're like water, yeah. All right, so I think we're done here. All of these here, because we just changed the Nexus. So now we're gonna have a new kind of Nexus. Ha! Looks like that one was actually linked. That was pretty funny. Oh, and you know what? These are gonna change as well, so that's probably gonna freak out for a bit. Because it just did an update and it realized that yeah, these are gonna have to change as well. All right, so we got some work to do. Got some work to do here. What am I doing? Oh, the Nexus. We gotta check the Nexus. So we should have new Nexus blocks here. New old Nexus blocks. Here they are. 1, 2, 3. Place one down. All right, so far it's looking all right. I can open up the GUIs. Yep. Let's try and add some burn time. We'll use Rusty Dust. Yeah, buddy. Particles are working. So the only thing that really broke was the localization. Hey, there it goes. We got the particles going. Yeah, so localization broke. Yeah, this is linked to the pedestal there. Let's make sure that the tool still works. Yep, so the localized name is Borked, but yeah, that worked perfectly fine. Let's link this to this. Yep, so it sees the core right there. Interesting. So there's the core right there. So this one didn't work. Oh, you know what? It could have been janked up. Let's try it again. There we go. Some of these, like this one's probably going to be messed up too. Yeah. Okay. So these were linked to the old blocks, so I think that temporarily broke something. Remember that one was also running around in circles. So yeah, yep. So that's working well. Sweet. Let's fix the localized names. I think that's the only thing I have to do. We'll fix all the localized names. I'll migrate all the blocks over. And that's the other big thing I wanted to do. Then after that, I can start changing the unlocks, the unlockables. Because remember, this new mod structure is gonna have a completely new flow to it. So let's go down to blocks. Let me just look for Nexus with the right case. Here we go. Nexus. There we go. NEXUS. Oh my gosh. Synthesis Cipher. There we go. Magic Station. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Ritual Altar. I should probably do the ritual altar. My luck, I know how I am. I'm going to... There we go. I'm going to end up bringing the ritual altar over and, like, using it for real, and then I'd have to, like, touch it again. I'll just do it now. Oculus Portal. Yeah, it's going to be Magic Station, Oculus Portal. Unless... Wait a minute. I think the Oculus Portal is different. Yeah, I made it a separate thing. So it's not going to be a Magic Station. It's just going to be Oculus Portal. Spellforge. Paste. Sanctum. Paste. Essence Vault. Whoops. Paste. Mana Lantern is not a station. Here we go. Prism of Duplication. Paste. Beautiful. Oh, and I need to change it down here, huh? Yeah. Paste, 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 paste. We got some stuff with the Spellforge. Whoops. The Arcane Altar. Oh, that's right. I was potentially going to bring that back in some way. Where are my Prisms of Duplication? Here they are. I'm going to cut all of that out, and we're going to move it up to here. There we go. Now at least everything's kind of together. And reload. Late reply. I had to go check on chickens real quick. I was at 2, one for the dining room, who's my elder cat, 10 years. Second one's an adopted cat from people who had strokes. Then they were a really bad storm a few months ago. Saw a couple of kittens I found in a flooded ditch, and now I got 4. That's really nice of you, though. That's really nice. There's this one cat that, like, prowls around. I see the cat every once in a while. That cat looks like a freaking junkyard dog. Like that, like the cat, like I looked out my window like last week, right? Early in the morning, and the cat's just like trotting through my yard. And it's like all gnarled hair up in random places. It looks like it has bedhead. It looks like it was rolling around in dirt. And it had this face of like, you know, you fuck with me and I'm gonna end you, right? It's like, I've mated 12 times today, fought over territory, and you know, like that cat looked rough and tumbled. Like it was just like it owned my yard. I just looked at it and I'm like, go, you're a battle-hardened warrior. Fighting those rabbits, huh, in my yard. Looked rough and tumble, let me tell you. It was interesting to see. Like, I haven't really seen a cat. Like, usually they look like they just don't care. That cat looked mean. Looked angry. All right. Everything's localized correctly. Oh, I changed localization here. So I think we just have to migrate the rest of the blocks now. So I just have to put Magic Station in front of them. So the Essence Vault. So everywhere it says Essence Vault, I will need it to say Magic Station Essence Vault. We'll start at the top, so we'll change that, that, and that, and that. Not going to change any of that, not going to change any of that, and that's done. Bam. Essence Vault has been migrated. The Mana Distillery, I can't wait to work on that system. So it's going to be a Magic Station, Mana Distillery. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, those are the shapes. Drops by type. Do I need this? It drops by type? Do I need that? I don't think I need that. Delete. Done. Okay. Mana Distillery's done. The Nexus. Or the Oculus. The Oculus. Copy. Paste. Alright, so fix that. Handbook. Nothing else. Good to go. Oculus Portal staying there. The Prism of Duplication. Copy, paste. So glad I'm doing this. Paste. Leave those. Okay. I remember why it was in here. Paste. There we go. Save all of that. Ritual Altar. It's going to be a very quick change. Oh man, what am I going to work on next? Ooh. Oh, handbook by different types. There we go. Save Sanctum. I think we should start organizing the unlocks. Both of our cats are rescued. The boy cat's is small. Enough in his ear. Oh. Nothing like that, dude. Yeah, I saw that cat was just rough and tumble. Episode of National Geographic going on in your yard. I was notch there, yeah. I was expecting that cat. Like, I'm like, oh man, it's a good thing the rabbits aren't out. that cat would have chased them. I've seen that cat chase the rabbits through the neighbor's yard. I was like, well, that rabbit better run. Better find a good place. That cat will go underground after it, I think. Oh, hi. Good morning, Bingley. A little sociopath cat. You want to leave? Did I disturb your slumber? I don't even know you were over there. All right. I'll be right back. The king has beckoned. Come on, buddy. Go. Little chungus. That cat's a big cat. Brought him into the vet, and he was rather large on the chunk scale. Breaks the block, breaks all trees and blocks nearby. What? Father, you speaketh too much. Yeah, the cat Maisie, like when anyone starts talking in a room, it's too much for her, and she needs to like get out. Yeah, the chunk scale. He was pretty high on it. It was funny to see, very funny to see. So it's a legit thing, the chunk scale. It's funny because like the first vet that the cat had, the vet was pretty terrible, really terrible vet. And the lady was like, oh, you know, it's fine. You know, he's perfectly healthy. He's just full of muscle. And I'm like, muscle doesn't drag down. You know what I mean? Like that is soft paunch that cat has, not muscle. Like, I don't know if you're trying to raise his self-esteem or not, but it's not. We all know what the score is here. That cat looks like the cat that ate other cats. All right, we're gonna have to make sure the Sanctum's working. Yeah, and then the new vet is like, yeah, your cat's overweight. And they had this poster on the wall, and it was the chunk scale. And he's like, I think your cat is over here. Towards like, it wasn't like all the way on the other side, but I'm like, yeah, see that looks like Bingley. that would make sense. My little chunky cat, little chunker, Chunkosaurus. I think I got everything here. I think I got it all. All right, last thing we have to do is the spell forge. Spell forge, boom, boom, boom. And ignore the rest. Perfect. Let's see how broke the world's gonna get. Boop. I also have a chunk scale. Yeah. I'd also have a chunk scale for pets. So what you doing here? I don't know if you know, the mod is undergoing a huge update, so all the old stations should be dead. I'm doing the 2.0 update right now. Hey, here's all the new stuff. So if I put this back here, yep, it auto-corrected all that, so all of this will go away when people replace their stuff. Let's make sure we can link that with that. Yep, turns it back on. Sweet. And I should be able to link this with this. Yep. And there's the Oculus Core, and it sees the new Nexus and the new pedestal. Nice. I see you're moving and pasting a bunch of stuff, lots of glue. That's the best way to code. Let me take out my glue stick to fix that. Our female cat is slightly chonk, but slowly losing weight. It's funny because like the cat that's a pig, Maisie, like she's a beast when it comes to food. That cat wolfs down food. Bingley's the one who's like the big chunk, and then like when she went into the vet, it's like, yeah, your cat's like, you know, perfect size, like a very thin, tiny cat, but she has so much hair she looks poofy. But I mean, she's a very long-haired cat. So let me pull up Notepad here. So the new magic flow, this is what we're doing, Vexus. I realized what this game needed, what the mod needed. It needed a core rewrite for unlocking systems. There are problems where, like, by the time, like, when you're playing with the mod, by the time you unlock... What was that? Oh, I gotta change the recipes for the Nexus and the Oculus. Let me do that fast. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Let's go to Recipes, Grid... Stations. Yep. So this needs to be a magic station. Boom, boom. Oculus anchor. Boom and boom. And then the pedestal. Boom and boom. The ritual altar as well. Bam. Okay. Oh, I could finally rename the block on the back end to be an Oculus Core instead of the old name of Oculus Anchor. Oh my god, we're gonna do that too. That's been frustrating me so much. So there's a big problem with the mod, right? And it's like the rate in which you get magic and the progression of it. So sometimes it feels like you're hitting like a slog of, you know, just having to grind things out before you see anything. And then there are other times, like when you first unlock magic, that you're just inundated with all of these things, right? You have the magic system, you have the Oculus, right? You have synthesis, you have the Nexus and Essence, you have rituals, right? You have all of this stuff, and by the time, and then you're doing spell research, right? And then you are creating the spells, and then you're using the new staff system for spells. There's all this stuff in Tier 1. And it's way too much. And by the time you progress through everything, you're pretty much in Tier 2 by the time you make your first Grimoire. So the goal here is to change the flow of the mod. So in Tier 1, you're going to unlock magic like you normally would, and then you're going to make my new version of a makeshift staff. Because the staff system was weird, because you had the makeshift staff, And then you had the apprentice staff, the tier 1 apprentice staff that you would make through synthesis. None of that really made sense to have. Like, it was just another level of complexity. It was just basically something with more durability. So now, what you're going to make is the new version of my staff. It's just going to be the apprentice staff. So right off the bat, the only thing it does is cast transmutation. You don't open up anything. You're not learning spells or doing anything. This is just a transmutation staff. Right, so this is going to be your first thing you make. Let me make it daytime. Right, so you unlock magic, you make your new apprentice staff, and then you create your nexus like you normally would, and you learn about essence, and then from there, you start making your mana torches, right? Like, I still like that. I think that's a simple system that people will get used to, right? You start making your mana torches, and then it branches into world magic. And then with world magic, I gutted rituals. So the ritual system, it didn't make sense to have that be creation and everything. Now there's a bunch of world magic to do. So if we look at our new guidebook here, they're going to have creation, world magic arrays, destruction arrays, and shifting arrays. So from here, this is how you're going to make your Arcanus, is through world magic. That's how you make your fragments. That's how you make your runestone now. So basically, you just pop out and you'll get used to doing world magic. You'll create your runestones directly using world magic, so you don't need to learn a whole new system. And then you hop into synthesis. And then at that point, you can use world magic to make other types of staves. So and these staves are dedicated to special spells, right? So this one with world magic, you'll be able to have a very cheap, it only costs like 2 or 3 mana each, but it puts magic into your hands, right? So you can switch staff to staff, you know? So that's going to be your tier 1 stuff. You're going to be doing world magic rituals, which award more experience, right, to help you level. You'll be doing synthesis recipes to make, you know, some better stuff. That's how you're going to make your mage armor and, you know, a couple other flashy things. But that's tier 1. You know, so it's not inundating you with a bunch of things. And then when you reach tier 2 magic, that's when runic scrolls open up, right? So you can start making runic scrolls with your tier 2 synthesis. You'll be able to make your spell forge, the sanctum opens up, and essence lacrimas open up, right? So now you're going to start researching spells, because you're used to a spell system where, you know, you only have, like, they're really low mana costs, but, you know, the spells are not that great. And you can't really change them on the fly. You could carry these things around, but that's about it. So now you're going to start making grimoires, which are going to be scaled differently. So there's going to be tiers 1, 2, and 3 of grimoires. And those are going to be great because now you're going to be able to actually get a real staff, right? This system opens up. You'll be able to use one staff for everything. So it's going to feel like an upgrade, right? So that's, and then, you know, as you research spells and everything and start expanding your grimoires, you should be just about tier 3. And then tier 3, nope, I did not get rid of tier 4. It's still there. I just didn't scroll down. So that's when I'm going to make the ability to attune to an element, and I'm going to make it optional. If you want to become a fire mage, I will give you benefits and perks to becoming a fire mage, or an arcane mage or anything, but you don't necessarily have to. That's when spell duplication also opens up. So the idea is, right, you've mastered making grimoires. So now you can start duplicating those unique spells in the grimoires, and I'm thinking of expanding it to where you can, you'll take your spell scrolls here, and then maybe you can combine it with a staff to make like a spell scroll that, you know, would have like multiple charges pretty much. But it would lock that staff into casting that particular spell, right? So a little more flexibility. So you can like learn and have spells that are socketed, and then you'll have this other thing that may be a slightly higher mana cost, but that staff will specialize in that particular spell. I think that would be a neat thing to do. But right, so you would have your spell research or your spell duplication. you know, you would open up the mana distillery, right? So you could start making mana potions at tier 3, right? So everything feels like an upgrade. And then tier 4 is going to be, that really hasn't changed too much. Eventually, like whatever the ritual system's going to be, maybe that could be a tier 3 or tier 4 unlock. It's just going to be like a massive area kind of thing. That's where like it's going to like shift the earth up and you can make floating islands, or, you know, hollow out a cave, or, you know, do whatever it is, right? Tend to your farmland on a large scale, bring ores up to the surface. That's what the new ritual system's going to focus on, not item creation. So you'll be able to do things, right? So in tier 2, you'll unlock a new world magic array. This is going to be my favorite thing to do. Here, we'll go a little above here, you know, a little above. There we go. Right, so now what you can do... Here, we'll get that. We'll get some magic chalk. So I can do the Destruction World Magic Array. And boop. So you could do something like transmute this directly. Oh, wait. I'm forgetting something. Wait, what am I forgetting? I normally forget this. Let's look at my guide. Oh wait, and I'm also tier 1. Let me upgrade to an Archmage. That's actually what it is. I'm not a tier 2 mage yet. Oop. There we go. Tier 4 mage. So I could transmute this firewood directly into charcoal. Right, so I'm making it to where, like, I want world magic to be fun. I think I may actually make some world magic spells that, like, buff you and other people as well. To some degree. Maybe there's, like, a minor run speed that unlocks. You know what I mean? That way you could do fun things. Like, I want it to where, like, oh, I could do this world magic thing, stand in it, cast it, and then do something. You know, it just expands what transmutation, the utility of transmutation, that spell, using world magic. Yeah, still too much messing around. Yeah, and that's why I'm making a 2.0 update, right? Because I have all these systems, but, you know, I think people are gonna like being able to, you know, just get spells directly in their hands, right? And I got 4 spells here that I think all of them are gonna be pretty fun, right? Like this one's gonna be your attack spell, the Staff of Rust Volley, and you can move while casting this spell, right? So you'll be able to, and it's very low magic. Like that took only, what, 2-3 mana, right? So it's something spammable. It is going to cost durability on your staff, but you could just easily create a new one. This is a very low cost item. You'll have this spell as well. So this is the Staff of Sneaking Steps. It's a weakened form of the buff Silent Steps. But you'll be able to cast this buff on yourself, and it's a 30-minute burst, but this spell is pretty damn powerful, mainly because it reduces the rate to which animals will aggro onto you, and drifters and stuff will aggro onto you by like 25% range. And it's for all animals, all hostile animals, so you won't get attacked as much, which is pretty awesome, but it's a burst, right? So it's a pretty powerful burst spell. The watering dew, I need to rework this. This is basically what a this is what the watering can will do. Like, it's an area watering can that's a quick cast, and it costs only a couple mana to do. So I have to rethink the Hydrate Farmland spell. Maybe I'll make that like a bigger bubble kind of Hydrate Farmland. But that gets rid of the watering bucket, and that will help in areas where you don't have fresh water to fill a bucket. You'll be able to just use your staff. And then this one's really, really cool. This is the Ignite spell. So let me try and speed up time. Can I just... I want that to burn out. Let's get a new fire pit. right? So basically, this this ignite staff, and I tried to make this in a way to where, like, even as you level up, these staves may actually still be pretty beneficial. Like the ignite staff is going to be a pretty good spell. Let's get some firewood again. Right, so we all know, right, when you go to start this fire, you know, it starts building up heat. You have to use a torch or something else. Now, if you use the Staff of Ignite, it will automatically set the temperature. It ignites it right away, and it sets the temperature to be 250 right off the bat, so it gets up to cooking temperature right away. Right, so there's no guff or anything else. It's just like a quick start fire that gets it right up to the temperature you need to do things at. So I thought that ignite staff is going to be pretty damn cool. Like, I could see myself even as an archmage with the low mana cost having the dedicated staff. That's going to be how I start everything, right off the bat. And then, of course, I'll get the Kindle spell, which will take more mana, but that's going to be if I'm cooking, I'm going to want the Ignite staff and just use that to get everything started. Sneaking around a bear and then getting squished, as I don't know when it runs out. Yeah. I'm missing some stuff here. Would it be difficult to add buff icons like EverQuest? Yes. That's the whole reason why we don't have buff icons now. It's going to be kind of difficult to make that system. I would like to. Honestly, there's that that HUD mod. I need time to look at that just to see when, like, if I could piggyback something, you know, because it's all about effort, right? Because, you know, yeah, some buffs you don't know if they're, like, I have particles now, and I have, like, the flavor text that will come in, which I do need to put that localization in. I've been meaning to do that, so let me do that now. Hold that thought. So this would be start spell effect dash. So it's going to be silent steps 1. Let's bring this up to the top. So this is going to be sneaking steps. Here, one moment. You begin to blend in with your environment. So that's the stop and start spell version. Let's reload. Okay, so yeah. I could eventually make that system. I just need to figure out the best way to make that system. If I can piggyback off of that status HUD mod with less effort, that'd be great. If not, I gotta figure out where this stuff is even going to go. Like, where on your screen do I put the buffs? I'd have to stack them a certain way. I'd have to put in a bunch of config options, right? Because just like the mana bar down there, what if you're using someone else's mod? I got to account for it going over here, going over there. You know, like screen sizing, where does the status effects go, right? And then you got to put in like, that needs to be constantly listening, right? So it needs to be able to go into the tick listener for the buff and be able to detect when you have a certain buff and reformat it in like an array format, and then probably have to sort it by the amount of time left in the buff and the potency of the buff, and then when it starts to, fall off, then you got to do some kind of flashing and fading effects, so you're dealing with levels of transparency. Like, it making a system like that is going to be a huge time sink. And there's so many other things that the mod needs before something like that, right? So it's on the list, but it's one of those things where I'm looking at it and I'm like thinking about everything that I need to do, and I'm like, I don't want to bite that off yet. I was hoping that someone would have used like the heads-up display mod and figured it out, and been like, oh yeah, you could totally do blank, right? Interesting how this did not get rid of the stuff there. Let me put that back. That may have been a broken one. I may have to do something where when the time runs out, I disable the effects. Let's put that in right now. Magic ward? No, it would be in here. I would have to call the remove effect. Okay, so on ticked, I'm going to check. If this is equal active and this equals 0, then remove the effect there. Oh! I need to put something else in here. If fuel time is above... Okay, so if fuel burn time is less than or equal to 0, or this is zeroed out, so I need to put something in here that is going to set it if it's off. Hey, yeah. Oh, cool. Oh yeah, we probably should do that. Give me a couple minutes here, and I will be right out. We have to go do some cool stuff. It's a good idea. Good idea. Okay, so if this is off... I probably should rewrite this a little bit to have it be a bool. That way I could check to see... Or I can make another tick listener, and I could just have it run every 1 second. So if this is off, or... I think I got this. I think I got this. It's going to be a little hungry. Right, so I could say less than or equal to 0f. Less than or equal to 0f. All right, you know what? I think that would do it. So it should automatically propagate that code everywhere. So you're talking about EverQuest 1. You would like the first version of this mod ever. So I got the spell system was a replica of EverQuest 1 spell system. Sig. So you would learn spells. I had the spell book, and I had the icons, and you would click on the icon and like socket it into the staff, and then you would meditate, and you could open your spell book only while meditating and sitting to meditate. But unfortunately, that system did not feel good in this type of game. It felt very cheesy. It felt like you weren't accomplishing anything. And that's why I wanted to put spells in like a physical form in like grimoires, something you could, because that's what this kind of game is. It's a resource game. If I was making like an MMO or, something that's a little different, I think it would have worked better with like the EXP gains and everything. But yeah, that's how the guidebook is actually, this is what the spellbook looked like, but I had the icons in there. And I had like different tabs, like tier 1 spells, and you would click on the spell, and then you would click on, like I had a bar on the bottom, and you would click the slot, and then it would memorize it, and then you would have that spell in your staff. But you had to meditate to change out your spells. It was really cheesy, though, like really, really cheesy. All right, everyone, let's find someone to raid. Because I gotta go get a pool ladder, and I need to get a water sample in so I can see what chemicals we need. Twitch.tv. Who is playing Vintage Story? Forgot I didn't send you the finished look of that creature I made, by the way. Sent a direct message. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah. I'll probably be back live streaming again. And if anyone has any suggestions, like I said, like you have an idea for a new spell, you have an idea for a new block, right? Like I kind of want to make a piston block, because I don't think anyone's made like a piston that can push and pull blocks yet. You know, like the new, like the way the mod flows, right? Like, you know, different ideas, you know? Doomsday Panda, oh man, just got here. Yeah, I've been here about 2 hours, but I gotta take care of the pool stuff. The pool place opened 20 minutes ago, and I think they're only open a couple hours today because it's Father's Day. For whatever reason, they're closing early. And I gotta get a ladder, and I gotta get a bunch of chemicals. But once I get back, I don't have to do the pool stuff right away. I do plan on live streaming more today, so it's really like a break for about an hour. All right, who is playing? We got a couple people. We got a couple people playing Vintage Story. I think who am I following that's playing this game? No one. All right, so it's all new. This guy says Happy Father's Day. Oh man. Ask me anything. This person, oh, you know what? I forgot to charity stream. I think I forgot to follow this person, this Maven person. Exclamation raid. I'll make sure to follow this time. They're a pretty chill person, and it looks like they're just building too. So I like to watch people actually play the game. That pool's very important. Yeah, it is. I want to go swimming. Have a wonderful day. I just added your mod to my server for a few friends. Cool. If you can, when I start live streaming again, if you come back, I'm doing the 2.0 rework of the mod. So there's a lot of things. So if you have input, now's the time to get it to me, because I can just put it right into the mod. All right, everyone, happy Father's Day. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vexes. It's been a good Father's Day. He told me today. He told me about his dream unprompted. He dreamt he was a fire truck, and then a police car, and he was going wee woo wee woo, and he was so smiley and looking. He's like, "Daddy!" It was awesome. A great Father's Day. Great Father's Day. Thank you, everyone. I will be back in about an hour. The store is like 10 minutes up the road. Yeah, and I'm going to keep live streaming. Let's revamp this mod and get it all working. Thank you so much. Have a good one. I'm just going to leave the game up just like this. All right, everyone. Bye.